You have found my treasure. One, two, three, four. Eyes on my side. That was a heroic effort. Use magic to kill death. The best has moved. One, two, three, four. Beware the Gulag. I've not seen such bravery. Let's see you get out of here. Do not listen to the players yet.
Wow.
Stay potent for later use.
Alright, hello everybody. Welcome. How you doing? How you doing, Bern? I see you. Beep beep. Think I got the audio settings good enough. Music sounds a little quiet, but I know once it switches to the next song, it's probably going to be too loud. Well, that's good. I'm not going to stream probably 2 hours max today because I got to run next door, hang out with my neighbors, and the riding mower. A couple days ago, the guy finally came to pick it up, so we shoved it out across the street to get it on his trailer. That was actually pretty easy. But then his neighbor mentioned a bunch of dead branches on a tree that had to be cut out. And so we looked it over and we're like, yeah, we can probably do it, because they didn't want to call up a tree guy, because they didn't want a tree guy to come over and say, oh, this whole tree's dying, we got to cut it down, which is ridiculous. It's most of the tree is green, but there is one section, like one kind of big branch area that's kind of dead. But so we decided to tackle trying to cut the dead branches out, and it was a bit too much for us because they were a bit too high up in the air. We had this 10-foot A-frame ladder, but that wasn't quite good enough, and he had this He's got this little, like, it's almost like a mini chainsaw on a long pole. I'm trying to let the game calm down a little bit still, the RAM. That's why I'm just talking. But, and so he was able to kind of reach it with that, and boy, he was leaning too much, and then when it broke flying right towards him. And I was thankfully right behind him on the ground. He was up on the ladder, my neighbor. And he started falling back, and I just threw my hands up and shoved him back up on the ladder, because otherwise he would have been hurt pretty good. That would have been about it. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been that far of a fall, like 5 feet or so, but for a 70-year-old guy, falling on your back from 5 feet would suck. So, thankfully, yeah, I was able to catch him and just toss him back up there practically. Well, not even toss, just shove straight forward. Because the branch came towards him, I guess his natural reaction was to lean back with it. But yeah, that's why you hire professionals to cut down trees. Well, we weren't cutting down trees, but still, it was a big enough around dead branch. Then on the next one, I'm like, okay, when you get most of the way through, just back off and let it fall down on its own, which is what we did. Just have some patience. It'll fall. You cut like 7/8 of the way through it. Just let it fall. Oh, Lord. We didn't have a good place to put the ladder. That was the biggest problem. Like, if we were able to put the ladder in the exact spot that we wanted to put the ladder, then it would have been fine. But the ground was all humped up with the roots from the trees and everything. There wasn't any flat place to put it. So we did that. What else did we do? There's a bunch of big things in one day that really wiped us out. It was pushing the riding mower out. It was dealing with the tree branches. Then I had to drag them all back and throw them over the fence. And then later on, well, neighbor, I guess I didn't go back over quick enough. He did it for me, but had to be dragged further over and thrown into the woods. Oh yeah, then I had to mow the lawn too, because his lawn was getting pretty bad and the riding mower wasn't ready yet. Of course, if we knew he was going to get it fixed in a day, we would have waited, but we thought it was going to be broken belts and it was going to take a while, but, well, they thought it was going to be broken belts. I was pretty sure the belts were okay, and yeah, the belts were fine, but there was this mechanism that, with the speed selector lever that puts pressure on the belts to select the speed that you'd go at, basically. And that mechanism, I guess, was never like greased or oiled up or anything, so that just froze up. So he had to loosen that and re-grease it and oil it and stuff, and now I guess everything's fine. There should be a pretty small repair bill. But yeah. So I had to go over next door with my riding mower. Why is everything wet here? Where's all this wetness coming from? Was my arm wet and I got the desk wet, or was it the other way around? I think my arm was wet from the sweat from the glass, maybe. Tell me this glass is leaking. I think it's the sweat. I worry about these plastic glasses. Now this one looks pretty good, but one of them's got a pretty good crack in it, but it's not leaking yet. Oh, that's a sweat. Okay, fine. Oh, that was kind of a lot for sweat. Drink more. It's not like the floor is wet or anything, so no, it wasn't. Is this thing finally... Oh, hold on. Cardboard just fell down off the freaking air conditioner. For some reason, it's like 74 in my room, and I've always had this air conditioner on auto. But for some reason, it was like turning off, like it was cold enough to turn off. I'm like, no, it's hot in here. Please run. Sure, nothing's wet. Got a set of 69 now just to make it cool. Doesn't want to do cycle. I cool. There it goes. Put that compressor on. Keep it on. It's hot in here. Sorry about all that nonsense. Usually I just keep that thing on auto and it just kicks on and off whenever it wants. Keeps the temperature pretty close to what I set it at. But today, for some reason, it doesn't want to. I think it's because it's not hot enough outside. It's like mid-70s outside, like downstairs they don't even have the air conditioner on. But mid-70s is too hot for me. I want 70. That, and it just gets very stuffy up here in this room. Okay, can we finally start getting it on? I don't want to start actually the game until I'm really ready, because pull left in. I just remembered I need to what's it called, this? No. Crap. Replace stopwatch, that's what I want. But we're on the clock here. Taking the rest of these cars to machine factory. I mean, I know I'm not going to get there on time anyway, so I don't know why I'm making a big deal about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the short one. C4. That's not. And the tankers go to C4. I see. Oh, that's not too bad. C4, C4, C3. So the last set goes to C3. So I guess we'll come in on C3 if we can. C3I. Drop off that last set and then back into C4. It's either the other way around. Pull straight into... Actually, pull straight into C4. Pull straight into C4. And then unhook the engine from the front. Run around through B yard, probably, because this is going to be too long to run around right through C yard. And then grab the end and shove that into C4. Yeah. So, its front goes to C4, so we're going to C4 first. Okay. Two scoops in just to get us started. Oh, look at these cassettes all over the floor. Oh, were we... Oh, that's right. Last time I lost the radio. It's probably in the lost and found now, but I'm not going to spend time looking for it. Turn that light on. Okay. Let's get going. So we were at like 886 tons, I think. But we just shed off 200 with those empty boxcars, so that's 686. So the rest of this journey should be relatively easy, train driving wise. There is a pretty good hill going up into the Sheen factory, but all this moisture. I think this thing's starting to leak. I'm trying to figure out if this glass is leaking. If it is, it's very slow. Nine. Off we go. It's like right there that's wet. Sorry. It's like under a whole mouse pad, it's all wet. Okay, it was just this edge. That glass must have been leaking. Hold on. Let me transfer them. Yeah, it's very slow. Now that I put it over on the other table, I can see. Okay, this red one, I think has a crack in it. Oh yeah, it does. I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably not. Oh yeah, even you can see it. There's a crack in this frickin' thing. It's garbage. It's thermoplastic. Mystery solved. My mouse pad was away. Like wiping out. I'm like, is it just sweating? No. Now I'm using my glass. My glass. I brought up the plastic tumbler for that because I'm trying out this new stuffed drink. Well, it's new to me. It's been around forever. Especially Crystal Light. Yeah, I've heard of that for years. It used to be a powder, but now that probably is powder too. But also it comes in this like little squeeze bottle, and like just tells you, oh, just give it a squeeze. And that's not really a unit of measurement, but okay, give it a squeeze, and you just squeeze it into water and mix it up a little bit. I mean, I guess it's better than just plain water, but it's not that great. It kind of turns your water into almost Gatorade. Ever gonna get this dry? Hate moisture. It was just leaking very, very slowly. Like I had it sitting over here for maybe a minute, and there's this little drop of water. So it was leaking very, very slowly, which is why it was confusing the hell out of me. Okay, can I put my hand on my mouse without getting wet? Yes. I almost turned off the light. I'm streaming, I can't do that. Sorry about that. Delays. get this train out of here. Okay, now we're coming up on Oil Well Central, which is just a straight shot right through. Yeah, everything's set to dead straight. Speed limit of 50, but I've done like 70 through here without a problem. Probably at 40 now anyway. We're just getting moving still. Always make sure your switches are set with Oil Well Central, or else you're in for an explosive time. I just noticed all those tankers which just flew past. Okay, we're doing 50. That's good enough. For now. 55 actually, but like I said, this is all pretty straight going through this yard, so just like steel mill, you don't have to worry too much about your speed there. Now it just went up to 70, of course, that's supposed to be once the end of the train gets through. I should have started streaming earlier, but I was putzing around in Minecraft for a bit. I was working on my newer Traincraft world. Well, it's not the new version of Traincraft, the one with different rails and stuff. It's still the... I'm not sure. I need to check out the newest version of Traincraft again. I downloaded it. They did another update, and I downloaded it. But I'm going to start slowing down. I know there's 3 coming up. But I haven't played it yet. So I was playing the slightly older version of Traincraft. It's still for 1710 either way. Okay, it's still got quite that much. But this is going to be a 3. Yep. Hi there, Lucy. How you doing? .30 limit. Oh, good. That's always good. It'd be raining outside. Derail Valley land. What time is it? What's that? I guess that's what's going on now. It's 12:10. It's not moving though. I think I goofed fiddling around with the setting for that. I'll have to play with it once I get there. Okay, still under 30. Through the curve yet? Really. No point speeding up too much because we're getting pretty close to City Southwest, and that's just going to be another 30. But with the caboose, you can see once you're through the curve. See the red dot is the caboose? Not quite yet. Almost. Pretty soon. Okay, now I can speed up. I'll speed up a bit, but I'm not going to try to get up to 60 or 70 because, like I said, we're just going to have to slow it right back down for City Southwest. Okay, 50. But as soon as we get through the curve of City Southwest, I am going to get as much speed as I can because that's going to be a big hill getting up into Machine Factory. An hour away, now the speed limit's 60. I'll probably, to be honest, I'd be happy with 45 right now. Considering the City Southwest, yeah, you can see the smokestacks in the distance. It's pretty close. And that's going to be a 3. fact, that's good enough right there. Don't want that. This one really doesn't have much warning. This 3. Look, even right here at the switch it says 5, and then it says up there 3 when you're already in the curve. It's mean. Since I was showing that off, I didn't get the blow whistle, but that's okay. See, there's the 3 when you're already in the curve. Oh, we're doing 40. I'm explaining it, but I'm not slowing down. Okay, now we're good. I panic braked. That's gonna be a stall until the air fills back up. Maybe not. See how tight that curve was. It's a decently long train. I want to get back in the train now. Oh, that killed my steam, something fierce. That's not a good way to start this hill. Need more heat. Why don't you want to move there? More power. Think we're around the curve yet? Yeah, we're around it. Gone. Quiet. Why is the music so quiet today? Okay, steam looks good. I can raise this back up. I don't need it anymore. Alright, we're doing 60. Actually, back off for a second. Speed limit just went up to 10, but you know, back of the train's not there yet. And then 8. I put it up to 10 for like a couple hundred feet and then back to 8. Just do 8. Through a lot of water there, but wanted to get up the hill. Now it's a 6. I just saw that. Way back off. This is all the way up, right? Yeah. We are going uphill though, so just gonna have to keep playing with that throttle. Lay off for a second. If you get over 60, then just throw it right back on. Switch is what the 6 was for. Now it's 7. Lag, please. So Lucy, should I ask what you got paid from? Is that the dog grooming job? I hope that switch was straight. Okay, it was. If that switch was turned left just now, there should have been a 4, and we hit it at 6. Yeah, we would have been in the woods. Okay. I had a feel. Oh, that was a timer going off, huh? So, what is it, 7 o'clock at night now? Okay, I'll let it stay at that. All right, don't explain that any further, because we don't know where the government is paying attention. You know, kind of thing. You don't need something coming back on you. Huh? Sure you are. I haven't had to pay taxes yet in my life. I only worked for 1 year, and it was split up between 2 years, really. Like, I started working, I don't know, it was like summer to summer or something like that. So it was split up technically between 2 years. So I didn't make enough money to have to file taxes, so I never did. Okay, C is left. Now we're going into 4. Or I think is right. Lights on, headlights. Yeah, I hear you. I can go up a little bit more. Yeah, I thought it kind of sounded like it went south. Right. And if you could just find somebody here and there, it's all about word of mouth. Fix their cars. That'd be a little bit extra money. Sure. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure I'm not here on time, but it'd be amazing if I was, actually. Only like 2, 3, 4 minutes late. Considering we stopped first at the farm, it's pretty good. Street race. Though you can't street race You're losing, aren't you losing second gear? Like you gotta baby it through second gear or else you're gonna wreck the gears. So unless you want to tear apart your transmission, third. I knew it was one of the gears you had to worry about. So unless you want to tear apart your transmission, don't street race. Yeah, we gotta run around the other way. Thought so. Mm-hmm. Can get past if I go through here. Through here anyway. So I should turn my flashlight on. Yeah. Okay. I know, right? You mean like what they did with 7, yeah. Well, they still have to finish 7, right? Didn't they only remake like the first disc of 7? Like they did a really good job with it, but people are gonna have to buy it like 2 or 3 times, buy each disc. Yeah, 7 is really overrated. I mean, it's good, but it's not the holy messiah that everybody acts like it is. 6 is really good too. 7, when I first got into, first off, it wasn't me getting into the Final Fantasy first. It was either my sister. I think it was my sister. Mostly. And I guess that's just what we got was Final Fantasy 8. So we went with 8 first. It's hard to get into 7 if you're already starting with 8. And second off, when I did see stuff with 7, and I think my sister's boyfriend was going on about how good 7 was, and he loaned it to us and stuff. Oh yeah, it's worth playing. I'm not. It's still good. It's just not as amazing as everybody thinks. I think it's definitely worth playing. But my problem with 7 was, first off, I got into 8 first, and second off, when I looked at 7, you know, the art style of 7, because they made it originally for N64, And then they realized that PlayStation's better, so then they ported it to PlayStation basically. So wait a minute, did I go back far? I didn't go back far enough. Damn it. Idiot. But anyway, you look at the when you already have 8, which is very realistic looking, really for PlayStation 1 graphics. 8 is amazing. And then you look at 7, and it's like, oh my god, everybody's got Popeye arms, and it's like so chunky and everything else. It's hard to get into. And back then, graphics were a big deal like that because there was such a big difference between one game and another. Nowadays, every game has good graphics, basically. It either has good graphics or they're going for specifically retro graphics, So, it doesn't really matter as much, the graphics. But back then, it was the difference between having people look realistic and having people look like Popeye. Like little tiny Popeyes. So because of that, back then, and of course I was younger back then too, I just couldn't get into it. Right. Well, that's the thing. 8 was one of the downside of 8 for a lot of people is that you can exploit it so much. You're not supposed to really be able to exploit the system that much. That's the thing. I'm out of steam. Oops. Added water, but I never added coal. You can get away with running the boiler pretty cool when you're just switching, but not that cool. I'm back up, okay. Yeah. I never got into 9 either. I think my friend Jason had 9, and he liked it. I looked at 9, and I was still, an 8 fanboy, I guess. I looked at 9, and I'm like, what'd they do, go backwards? But now I realized years later that 9 is actually pretty darn good, too. 9 is great, yeah. I never gave it a chance. The thing with 9 is, you start off as kids, right? Everybody's kids in the beginning, and then half, 3/4 of the way through, you grow up. It kind of goes back. It's a real throwback to the earlier Final Fantasies because that's how they were. But yeah, I would maybe try out 9 someday. My thing is nowadays though, I haven't been into role-playing games in general for a long time. It was never quite my cup of tea. I think I always liked watching people play it, or trying to guide them through it. I never really played them much myself. I played 8 on my own a lot. But I always got to disc 4 and I was like, well, now it's over. And then I never I never bothered to beat it because I didn't really care anymore. I was like, well, all the fun's over. It's done. I can't go explore everything anymore and stuff. So that's the way I was about that. So this is going to 3, which is going to be one left. Yeah. Of course, the thing that I'm re-addicted to now that I used to be addicted to for, I don't know, 8 years, is an MMORPG, World of Warcraft, the biggest one. Because, yeah, that's just how it goes. I am starting to maybe get a little tired of WoW. I took kind of a couple days off of it while I was busy doing other stuff anyway, but yeah. Also, I'm playing WoW Classic, not even Burning Crusade Classic. So, it's a bit rough. I do miss all the classic. What I want is what I want is WoW Classic, uh, Northrend, Wrath of the Lich King, or whatever. We always just call it the Northrend expansion. That would be, I think that was the peak of World of Warcraft. That was when World of Warcraft was at its best. It really couldn't get much better than, well, maybe it could have gotten much better, but the problem is they went another direction with freaking Cataclysm expansion. They really squandered a lot. It's just some of the Cata stuff I like, especially Morgan's. But boy, they just really screwed up too much other stuff. They just had to have to be like dark and edgy and get this big, FU dragon and have him just fly around and destroy Stormwind and destroy this and destroy that, and it's like, why? Why do we need to destroy everything? Can't you just add another continent and add more content like you have been for all the other expansions? You know? Yeah. I mean, sometimes when I play WoW, I'm thinking, well, why, I'm playing this game, I might as well stream it, but you guys don't want to watch me play WoW. If you're not into WoW, watching WoW is probably very boring. If you're into it, then I guess probably the only thing that would be worth watching in World of Warcraft is if I'm like trying to solo my way through a dungeon, or maybe 2 or 3 people go through like a raid or a dungeon, something like that, But just me roaming around, questing and gathering materials and grinding a bit too. In Classic, you gotta grind too because you don't got any freaking money. It's hard to get money together, and training costs money. And stupid me, altaholic that I am, I'm trying to bring up like 5 characters at the same time. That's just like super hard mode. I did not set any handbrakes yet. I need to rectify that. Alright, last one. I know this one's not going to be on time because we have to do some switches. Yeah, 65 minutes for that one. Alright. Let's set some handbrakes before I forget. I guess I'll set them on that end. If I do any switching, it'll be from this end. Actually, the one I'm connected to is still on. I'm sure there's going to be a switching job to unload it, so... Where's the string that I just... There. This string I want to set the handbrakes on. I mean, it's really more of an RP thing, because technically the game doesn't care about it. The handbrakes themselves are a mod. Base game, you can't even turn these handbrake wheels, so... I just feel like they should be... 2 handbrakes is enough, I'm lazy. Alright. Time is it? 10:35. So some late night switching, I guess. Let's unload all this stuff that I just brought in, I guess. Might as well, right? Oh, you know what? First, hauling up those hills, I probably used up a lot of water. Let me check. I can't get more water here. There's no steam service here. So depending on how much water I have... Oh, that's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only a half. Never mind. It's a little less... it's a little more than half water I have in there still, so we're fine. I was going to say, the only place I can get water is up in Iron Mine West, so... Okay. That works. So yeah, I'll check for switching jobs then. Might as well since we're here. I'm not going to get any speedy bonus switching with the steam engine because it's just a lot more methodical than switching with the diesels. Oh, 9 minutes. Oh, it's just unload them in one spot and then just park the whole string somewhere else. Okay, it's easy, but there's no way we'll get the speedy bonus. Actually, I can just accept it right now because I'm already hooked up to those cars. Did I blow it? Hold on. Did I blow the air? I don't think I did. That's just the string that we're hooked up to right now. Did I uncouple and blow the air? No. I know I didn't set any handbrakes. RPG is too much time investment, yeah. I was putzing around in Minecraft earlier, Lucy, before I switched over to this to stream. It's always available. It's not really time investment because you can just play it whenever you want. I've got my Traincraft world running right now, my newer Traincraft world. Okay, where are we going? 1L to unload, and then C2. Oh, right next to it, okay. We probably, maybe we can do that in 9 minutes. Let's try it. It's literally just park here, unload, and then move one track over. Get some heat in here. Let's go. Fired the box get a little too cool. Yeah. But good, we can't see out of either side. That's nice. There's the end of the train. I think that's good. Does this help at all? I guess a little bit. I don't know why I'm blowing the whistle now. Might as well. It's a steam engine, right? Oh boy, Nep music, good thing Mick's not here. Oh, Lucy. I don't see him around at spot streams anymore. Used to always be around. Hell, I haven't been around to spot streams as much lately. It's been bad. I wonder if Mick knows that he's playing The World Ends With You now, though. Because I think he likes that game a lot. I didn't bother moving the headlight. I don't need to see behind me. He lied. Now we're fine. Can you imagine running around with a train with no light on? Same thing. Be good. Okay. Yes. Trying to do this fast, but you can only go so fast when you got to run the length of the train to throw the switches. See, I didn't set my watch, so let's see. Oh, they gave me 9 minutes and we did it in 6, yeah, because we only had to move one track over. So we got the speedy bonus, yay! Now the other switching jobs. Oh, 2. Thought it was just going to be unload. Oh yeah, that's right. We brought in 3 jobs total. 9 minutes, 18 minutes. I think the next set of cars that I'm going to hook up to from that end is going to be the tankers. So I'm going to have to break those up after I unload them. 18 minutes. That one I'm probably not going to get the speedy bonus on. Where's the door? Oh, oh. Good job. Actually, this needs to go a little bit further. I'm surprised they gave me this one, actually. It's the sign is back that. Although, technically, you don't have to be past the signs. You just have to be past, like, the switch point, really. I'd like to go forward another half car. I'm not on the clock yet. Set handbrakes. Get lazy with that. pause the game for a second. Since my air conditioner has decided that it doesn't want to do auto cool correctly, I have to manually look at the thermometer and decide when I want to fiddle with it. I guess it's about 71. It's feeling like it's actually getting cool now, which is nice because when I started, for some reason, it was like 74, 75 in here. I had the air conditioner set at 70 and it just turned off like it was already cool enough. And I was like, no, you're 5 degrees hot. So I had to put it on manual, which I haven't really had to do with this air conditioner. I think it's just a little bit too cool outside. I mean, if it was a different style house or whatever, I would be able to just open the windows, but that just does not work in this house. It just doesn't. I didn't disconnect anything, right? I didn't want to. But what am I doing? I'm moving forward a half car. I forgot. Got distracted by the air conditioner. See. And actually close the ankle cock just on the off chance that I end up hooking at the other end. Handbrake enough? We'll do 2. I took a couple tums before I started streaming, and I'm still getting some reflux. I barely even ate anything. Did I eat anything? Oh yeah, I had Hot Pockets. They usually don't bother me. Don't get old, kids. This tender's bouncing. Someday they'll fix that. Guessing since there's still some room on this storage track, part of the train's going to be to park here, and the other part's going to be to park over here on a storage track. Yeah, either 1 or all the way over there, 6. That's usually what they do. Machine factory. Let's see, I should be doing 2 toots every time I go forward and 3 toots every time I go back, but I'm too lazy. And actually, also, blowing the whistle is kind of tricky in the steam engine because you have to grab it and drag it. You can't, well, you can hit the button, but it doesn't work too great, usually. Although that time it worked fine. It's hard to do just little toots. That's the point I'm trying to make. Oh. That's it already? That's it. Wasn't going that fast, right? Hope not. Nothing blew up. For some reason I did not think it was going to be that close. Right, because of the caboose. I wasn't going that fast. Oh, handbrakes. Okay. I don't know if I'll still be live. I think I've got about an hour left before I have to go next door. Oh, I left it open at the other end, didn't I? Yep. I left the angle cock open. Oh, and I don't want both strings, too. I just want the tankers. Actually, since I know I'm not going to get the speedy bonus anyway, because I'm switching with the steam engine, and it's probably going to be put half here and halfway over here, the string of these acetylene is all going to go in the same place. That one's a 9-minute job. So actually, we'll do both jobs at the same time. Acetylene first. As well. Efficiency. Okay, so I did not break anything up yet. Just barely see this without bothering with the light. C2. A 1 card apiece. Really? Okay. (6S), not 6.5. I always read the S as a 5. It's S for storage. Oh, we need temperature. I put 2 scoops in because I let it get cold. Only problem with doing it this way is there's not much visibility. So I gotta get past this switch right. No, not this one. That one back there. Next question, will it all fit on the loading track at the same time? I don't think so. It's pretty long. So we'll have to unload these ones and then the other ones. Where am I going? Here. It's gonna be some stuff in too, but we're going to B first. Come on. What car? What's the single car? The black sheep that goes to P6. L65. Wait, we need L65. 657. Okay, good. That goes with... Oh, that's good. That worked out. Yay. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a speedy bonus. Not on the acetylene, but maybe on the tankers. think I'll shove it to where this end is just clear. Let's see what it unloads. It all fit. It might all fit, actually. It's only 4 cars for that acetylene string. Might all fit. Yeah, this loading track is longer than I was thinking it was. Technically, it's good enough. Doesn't actually have to be up to the sign. Let's see. That should technically be all on one. Unload. Acetylene. Diesel. Gasoline. Both unloaded. Beautiful. Now we gotta go to B6. Oh, that was good. I thought I was gonna have to stop, unload part of it, and then move forward and unload the rest of it. Well, it all fit. I'm not dragging any handbrakes, right? Oh. Let me just get on the coast. Do the... Take off all the handbrakes at once, just to make sure. I'm sure that they're not on, but... just to make sure. Of course, this engine got enough power, I don't think it would care much if it was dragging some handbrakes, but... still bad practice. I want flat spots. So we're going to B6 now, which is all the way over to the other side. So now I gotta get everything past this switch up here. Kind of guessing right now. Just kind of trying to count off 2 more cars. I think I did it though. Hey, let's go up. Did I make it? Yes. Up B6. It's all the way right. That's gonna be all the flat cars and the first tanker on the flat car end. Okay. I think that's all I need. Sign is on the right side, you see. I'm trying to look at the left side, so. I see the switch, okay. I'm starting to see a bit here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, still got like 7 cars to go. Let's see what that is. That's pretty close. To remember, I'm not shoving the whole string here. 2 cars. One car. Perfect if it was just the flat cars, but I need one of those tankers. There we go. So this goes to C2, right? Yep. Yeah, there's Scissors. How you doing? Just finishing up this switch job. Going back over to C, so yeah, I gotta come all the way back. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. Move. Now we got a couple up with the flat cars that are already there. 104 degrees, good lord. I can't imagine that hot. When it gets up to, I don't know, 95, I pretty much shut down here. Of course, whenever it gets really hot here, it's also really humid. It's never hot, not humid. Here, anyway. God, 104. We've had heat streaks sometimes where it got up maybe 100, 101, something like that. It's been a few years since we had it that bad, but oh man. Even we had a couple of heat streaks just this year where it got up in the 90s, and this air conditioner in my room was kind of handling it. we got it down. I think it was like 78 degrees in my room, which is still way high for me, but it was a lot better than 100. I'm sure I've whined about it before, but this room is like an attic almost. Get my speed down because we're hitting those flat cars. What, 3 cars. See if we can do this in the dark. Do that with light. Still coming. Come on. I thought we would just coast in there, but she's not moving. I need to give her a couple more puffs. I set 2 handbrakes. Alright. Trying to save up on electricity. Oh boy. You cannot save on electricity in the summer. Oh. Yeah, it's electricity in the summer and gas in the winter. It's that hot, you gotta run the air. Well, I don't know, some people just don't feel it as much and it doesn't affect them as much. I know my neighbors next door, they have this nice big house with a big central air unit. And they don't turn that thing on until it's like 90 outside. Otherwise, they're like, oh, it's not that bad. They're both in their 70s. And older people, they just don't feel it. I don't know. It's weird. They don't feel it, but then once the air is on, then they're like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. You guys got the money. Just turn the thing on. He runs it now a lot, but the thing is, you know, it's got a thermostat. When it gets cool enough, it kicks off, and he sets his thermostat. I've never heard of running air conditioning and setting a thermostat. He sets his thermostat up at like 76, 78, something like that. I'm like, oh my god, I could never. I guess I'm just the type. Ooh, I got the speedy bonus. I'm just the type that just really can't handle heat, I guess. This one, no. That makes sense. Alright. But we did 2 jobs in 1 shot, though, so it was worth it. So no more switching jobs, right? Oh, there's 1. Load and prepare for goods factory. Well, switching job is worth bupkis, but if I have other stuff going to goods factory, what's this? 1 car? Oh, that 1 empty. Three cars of scrap metal, steel mill. That's not anything. Well, central for 1 car. Oil north for the ones that I just emptied and parked. Is that worth much of anything? Not really. Sawmill. That's not going to be worth anything. There's never anything that great coming out of Sawmill either. Oh, we might go passenger. Actually. 7,700 plus 16,000 if we get there on time for the goods factory. That's the way to go. There's another sawmill. It's all the empty flat cars. That is not much. Then you don't get much coming back out either. And then we've got food factory, 4 cars, Bubkus, a more steel mill. Let's see, 3,800 plus 3, so that's 7 grand. Almost 7,000 for some scrap metal. 2 sets of scrap metal. Oh, here's a set of tractors going to the harbor. The thing is, if I turn around and go back that way, I will make it to steel mill. Tender's got some pretty good amount of water in it still, but I'm gonna have to stop in steel mill. So on the way to harbor, that's gonna be a little wacky because you have to pull up into steel mill, disconnect, back down to get your water, and then turn the engine around, go to the other end, and go back out. City Southwest, some flat cars. Could go. If I wanted something really easy to do, go to City Southwest and then sawmills. But once again, I wouldn't be able to do that with steam because I can't fill up the water here. And I can't get some water in City Southwest or the sawmill, so definitely can't do that. Not with steam. I could do it with diesel, but I'd have to drag the steam engine around with me because I don't want to have to pay double to fill up the tender is the thing. Nothing going north, huh? So we've got what's the best way to get to goods factory from here? It's kind of like, hey, 2 mills of steel home rails. Yeah. Go down City Southwest and then over to get the goods factory that way. That's probably the best route. I would have to stop at steel mill, but at least we're passing through steel mill. It wouldn't have to be stop and turn around. Or could go up, stop at Iron Mine West for water. Go up around this way to get the goods factory. I feel like that would take a lot longer because this is wacky. Going through the mountains here. And it's pretty steep, but it's passenger train, so I don't care if it's steep mountains with the steam engine. It's like practically like not hauling anything. What was my other option? So the harbor, see, I would have to come down this way, come up and stop at steel mill, and then turn the engine around and come back out of steel mill to get to harbor. Not really much of anything exciting. The other option is I could not take anything out of here, just run the engine up to Iron Ore Mine West here and fuel up, and then take a string of iron hoppers, and the only place that's gonna go is the steel mill. Yes, I did get my free copy, thank you for telling me about it. I didn't try it yet, but I got it. And I have a computer that can actually run it. Before this year, forget it, I could have never ran that game. Of course, I don't know what you get just with the base game with Train Sim World 2. You probably get like 5 routes or something, and then you have to buy DLCs, but it'll be fun to mess around with. It's going to take a lot of learning to figure out how to do stuff, too. Because it is super realistic. Well, I'll let you guys decide if anybody's. Well, Scissors is here, but if anybody else is here. You do get CSX? Oh, that's good. Well, you run passengers over to goods factory. Uh, Tractors to machine to harbor, and then we have to stop and turn around at the steel mill, or just run up empty to iron ore and get some iron. Tutorials, yeah, that's good. I'm leaning towards just running up to the iron mine, because that'll be a little challenging too if they have a lot of iron. Hi there, Sturgy. How you doing? You missed a little fiasco at the beginning of the stream. This glass, here, I'll show you. Well, it's plastic, but you know. This glass that I was using to drink water out of was sitting here on the side, and I noticed my mouse pad was getting a little wet. I figured, oh man, this thing's sweating a lot. I wiped things down, and then I was like, why is my wrist wet? Then I was trying to figure out if the desk was getting wet from my wrist somehow or the other way around. Long story short, this nice glass has a nice little, I don't know if you can see it. Can't really see it too good. There's a big old crack in the side of the glass right at the bottom. And it was leaking. It was leaking very slowly, which is why it was confusing me so much. It wasn't leaking fast enough for me to say, oh man, this thing's leaking and do something about it. No, it was like I moved it over to a different part of the plywood table off to my right. And then I was wiping this area down, and I was like, is this thing leaking? And then I picked it up over there near the plywood, and just for like the 2 or 3 minutes that it was sitting there, there was like just a few drops of water. And I was like, oh, it is leaking. It's just barely leaking. So I figured out the mystery. I like those plastic mug glasses with the handle, but yeah, they get bashed around in the sink, I guess, and they're cracked. Hey, it's sunlight came up. I've been putzing around long enough. Well, I think we're gonna run light up to the iron ore mine. Then we'll pick up. We're in Machine Factory now, but I'm not really feeling any of these loads too much. I don't want to have to turn around steel mill and get water there and then run down to harbor. That pretty much guarantees that I won't get the speedy bonus. That's not worth, and most of these other things aren't worth squat. Although I could combine the steel mill with the harbor. Let's see, 232, 174, so that's 2. That's what, 300? Listen. Red Bear's not in a math mood today. That's 436. Then how much are the tractors? That's actually usually pretty light. Yeah, 153. That is pretty light. That's a total of 589. That would give me a reason to stop at the steel mill, because I have to drop off these anyway. And then I could also, while I'm at the steel mill, I could look for another job. There's probably a string of steel rails to take down the harbor with me. You know what? That sounds more interesting than just getting a big old string of iron ore. Okay, so I want the steel in the front. there anything else I can tack on? No, that's all that way. We're running right through Oil Well Central, but there's only one car for 1600. I'm not bothering with that. And we're nowhere near a food factory. Okay. Alright, get the train together. Also, what I have to do, I'm pretty sure it's fine, because we just did a bit of switching, but before I did the bit of switching, I checked on the water. Seemed like we had plenty. Let me check now. I was wasting some time looking at those jobs, so... Let's see. One, two, three, four, 5. There's a total of 9 notches, so that's a little under half. We can make it to steel mill. Should be able to make it to steel mill just fine. Alright. So I want to get all of the... drop these off. So where are these loaded gondolas? There's one set. The other set is in the other yard, probably. Yep, and there's the tractors. Alright. So we'll grab the gondolas first. Actually... for part of the journey, the caboose is going to be on the wrong end of the train. It's just the nature of the beast. We'll do it right. I'll at least put the caboose on the end of the train when we're heading out of here. But after Harbor, it's going to be... after Steel Mill, I mean, it's going to be on the wrong end. Okay, so that means we gotta grab this caboose and stick it on 1. We'll put the train together over here on 1L. That way we leave town on 1L, and that'll leave the switches set that way. That's probably good. Okay, I can turn off the headlight now. I started a little too late, especially because I'm gonna have to stop streaming in about a half hour. I gotta go next door, hang out with my neighbors and check on his mower and stuff because he just got it fixed. They might even have something else to do too. I don't know. We've been busy lately. A couple days ago, oh man, we had a lot of stuff to do. Just 3 things, and it all had to happen on the same day. I'm still kind of sore from it too. Oh, also, I guess I should tell you guys, why not? I was at the doctor 3 days ago, and I guess they figured out how much I don't leave the house and stuff. So they did all their tests and stuff. They did the blood work with the A1C because I'm diabetic and yada yada. But also they were like, well, because Mom was asking questions about COVID anyway. They're like, well, you want the COVID shot? And I'm like, I guess I might as well. I'm here, you know. Because Mom's been badgering me to get it. Because I'm not like one of these anti-vaxxers or anything, but I wasn't getting it because I just didn't really care that much about it. I didn't want to have to leave the house and go get it somewhere and stuff like that. And on top of that, I figured, well, since I never leave the house, why do I need it? You know? the other people in the house are vaccinated, but the people that are vaccinated now that there's this ridiculous Delta strain now that's even stronger or whatever nonsense they're going to keep telling everybody so that nobody works. I guess I gotta get the vaccine. Yep, better safe than sorry. Yep. So I got the first shot of Moderna, and I'm getting the second shot, whatever a month from 3 days ago is. So that'll be set. And my sugar numbers haven't been good. And sure enough, I checked. They have this thing called My Chart where you can check all your doctor visit stats and your blood tests and all that online. And my A1C is up to like 10.2, which is very high. It's supposed to be under like 7. A1C is like every 3 months you can test it. It's like your general sugar level over 3 months type thing. And yeah, that's it's been creeping up on me. I've been taking my insulin. I thought I've been doing all my routines right, but it just keeps creeping up. So now, and I showed him the numbers in the book, so he already. I said we should probably go to metformin, and he's like, "Yep." So now I'm taking metformin every night, which is gonna suck because metformin messes with your stomach something fierce, but I gotta get my sugar numbers knocked down, and the insulin on its own just ain't doing it. I don't know if my body's just like, it's not just insulin deficient because I'm injecting myself with insulin, but it's just not working as good. It's weird. Part of the problem is my eating habits. Sure, I'm fat. I admit it. That's a big problem with diabetes is extra weight, and I don't eat right. I only like to eat what I like to eat, and I only eat like once, maybe twice a day. So if you're just having one big meal, then you're only taking insulin like once, because you're not spreading it out throughout the day. And it's just the way it is with me. Also, I don't have a sleep schedule really. Yesterday, I was thinking of streaming yesterday afternoon because I knew I wasn't going to have to do anything yesterday afternoon, but I fell asleep. Today, I was starting to feel tired, and I was like, no, I'm going to stream. And I knew I wanted to go over to the neighbors later anyway, so. So, yeah. Now I'm worried that he's going to call after seeing what the A1C is, and he's going to say, you need to take metformin twice a day. And not only is that going to mess with my stomach even more, but worse than that is, I don't really have a... Oh, none of the cars are here? I thought some of the cars were here. No. Where's the... Oh, it's here and here. I see it now. So yeah, I don't have a good schedule. Like, I don't get up in the morning and eat breakfast. I just don't do that. Not only was I never really much of a breakfast person, but when I did eat breakfast more regularly, it was always cereal. And what is cereal? Even if you eat something like cornflakes, which doesn't have added sugar, it's still tons of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates turn into sugar. And that's the big problem, is it's not just sugar, it's everything else that turns into sugar. Carbs is the biggest problem. But everything is carbohydrates, you know? Of course, my mom's always hammering on me to eat fruits and vegetables. Well, guess what? I don't really like fruits and vegetables. I'm sorry. I don't have as many teeth as I used to, so with veggies, the few veggies that I do eat, I eat them raw. I really don't like cooked vegetables. So, well, some vegetables I'll eat raw, like carrots and I don't know, cauliflower, maybe even some broccoli, at least the tops. But they're kind of hard to eat. Everybody tells me, "Oh, this steamed cauliflower is really good." I'm like, "No, I don't like it cooked." It's supposed to be crunchy, but then I can't really eat the crunchy stuff so much. So I don't. Some crunchy stuff I can eat just fine, but stuff like carrot sticks is a little too hard. Yeah, okay. I got this mod so that you can tap the lean button and it toggles the leaning and so that you don't have to hold it. But it's pretty finicky with it. You're supposed to tap it quick and it works, but this time it's not. There it goes. By the time you get it working, you could have just held the button. There are some settings with it, like I guess maybe you can change the sensitivity. Maybe I gotta do that. But the problem, though, is that once you start using the toggle, then you forget about the toggle thing, and then you forget that you're leaning, and then everything looks really weird, and you're like, what the hell's going on? It's because you're stuck in a lean. It's kind of like Minecraft. The newer versions of Minecraft have an option to toggle the sneak button so that you don't have to hold shift all the time. I would never trust myself with it because I've been holding shift for how many years have I played Minecraft? I would just keep trying to hold shift and I would end up untoggling it and killing myself, so yeah. I'm tempted to put the train together right here because all three sets are right here, but no, I'll do it the other way around just so that... So the gondolas go to steel mill. That goes to harbor. So yeah, gondolas in the front. Okay. Do 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 do. Sorry, I love this song. It's great. On the VTuber front, Gura just did a stream. Was it last night? It was last night. Boy, I get my days mixed up. But she did an unarchived karaoke stream where she was like role playing that she was in a bar. She had like a bar background and she was a bard, like a D&D bard with a. What did she call herself? She gave herself a different name, like. It started with Gura, but it was something else. But anyway, that was fun. And then she sang some good popular songs, but it was all like medieval style. Like if you look up, you can find it on YouTube too. Like "Toxic" by Britney Spears, but medieval. You know, with like all the different like flutes and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. It was pretty good. All these girls, they're really good singers for the most part. I mean, some are better than others, yeah, but Gura is definitely up towards the top. Yeah, course, this new one, Iris, she was hired mostly to sing, and boy, she's really good. She did an unarchived karaoke stream too. I can't wait for Gura to do more stuff with her steering wheel now that I know that she has one. She played Bus Sim where like the first half of the stream she was actually playing it pretty well. But then she started like hitting curves or hitting a pedestrian by mistake or something, and then it just went downhill. She started playing the Nightcore music and just started killing everyone. Basically. That was pretty funny though. But then I found out, like later she was talking about it, I guess she was too lazy to set up her new wheel. So she was playing that with the keyboard, and I'm like, oh man, you can't play Bus Sim with a keyboard. She actually drove decently in the first half when she was trying to be serious about it. I really want to see her set up that steering wheel. Oh, wait a minute. I did it in the wrong order. No. Guys, I was supposed to take this set and hook up to the other set of gondolas, and I mixed it up. We're not going to be leaving the machine factory here with this train and this stream, by the way, because I'm looking at the clock and it's 5:19, so oh well. But we'll get the train together for next time, I guess. Of course, it's going to be a while before next time because, well, I know I keep saying I gotta stream more, but next time I stream, it's not going to be this game. It'll be something, probably American Truck Sim. I gotta start a new profile, vanilla, fresh profile with no mods at all, and work on that a bit. You know, I know just a few people want to try out Convoy. Not American Truck Sim, you don't have it in a Convoy. Eventually. I still got a haul. The deadline is coming up on the potatoes event. Still got to haul maybe 4 or 5 loads of potatoes. No, not that many, because the total was 6, and I think only like maybe 3 loads of potatoes. I already did the big potato. So yeah, I gotta get the wheel set back up. I don't know when I'm gonna get the G29, actually. I'm thinking a lot of money-wise, I want to probably wait. And I know it's probably a good idea to get it now because I think the price is about low as it ever is going to get. But I got taxes to worry about, like property and school taxes, that those bills hit in like September. I think we'll have enough to cover it, but I want to be ready for it just in case. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. No, it won't. I just put like $175 in the bank, so yeah, it's not going to cost me like a full $300, so maybe I'll get it back. Thinking about it. It would be nice to have that clutch and shifter. And the other option I was thinking of, since my wheel still really works just fine as far as I can tell, I was thinking of getting the Thrustmaster add-on pedals, the 3-pedal set. I think they're called T3PA. Don't quote me on that. There's a Thrustmaster 3-pedal set. And those, I think, plug straight into USB. They don't have to plug into the wheel. And then there's also, I could just buy the G29 shifter on its own, which I would have to get an adapter for it so that it would plug into USB instead of the wheel. And then I would have the 3 pedals and the shifter, maybe save a little bit of money, not much though, because those pedals are probably like $200. So actually, it's going to be about 250 if I went that route. But it would give me independence, is what I'm thinking. Like the G29 setup is really nice, and you get the whole setup together, but the pedals and the shifter both have to plug into the wheel. So if something goes wrong with the wheel, or something goes wrong with one of the way that it plugs into the wheel, you're kind of screwed. So that's why I was kind of trying to think of maybe getting some independence by just getting the pedal set separately and the shifter set. But first off, this would have been mulling over. First off, you're not going to save much. You're talking like those pedals are like $200, and the G29 shifter is like $50, so that's $250 if I went that route with the pedals and the shifter. And keeping the same old wheel, which is pretty old. It still works, but it is pretty old. Or the other option, so that's like $250. But if I get the G29, which is like $235 plus $50 for the shifter, that would be like like $280. So it's only like maybe $30 more, and it's a whole set together. So I'm probably going to still get the whole G29 setup. And what I could do, although I'm really hesitant to do it because shipping prices are just insane, but if I get the whole G29 setup, I could sell my old wheel for like, I don't know, I don't think I would charge much more than I mean, it still works, but it's old. I think I found it on eBay for like, I think I paid about $100 for it a couple of years ago. So I would probably charge like 80. I don't know. I've never been any good at figuring out how to charge money for things. But probably like $80 I could sell the old wheel for. That would be nice. Just, that would pay off part of what I spent on the new wheel. Okay, now we grab these tractors right here. It's an idea that I'm thinking over. Be nice if I could sell it locally and not have to ship the damn thing, because it's heavy and it's big. It's going to be in a big... I still have the box that it came in when I got it off eBay, and it's a big box and it's heavy. It's probably going to be like $50 to ship the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it was that much. So, I don't know. I'll probably just keep it as a backup, to be perfectly honest. It's not worth trying to sell. Well, I mean, you could, charge the person you're selling to it the shipping, but when they see the price of the shipping, if they're really going to buy it, have to be somebody that could pick it up, I would think. So that's what I've been thinking about with that stuff. A little too much water in the boiler. Not too much, though. In real life, that would be bad, but in the game, it's not that big a deal. I just need to move over a track, but I can't really see where the end of the train is on those switches, so I'm gonna... Okay, that's definitely good enough. Yeah, I do have to get a little bit smarter with money. Well, I've been pretty smart with my money, but I don't want to spend too much. Like, I know my Blizzard subscription is gonna resub automatically in September, and I'm probably gonna cancel it. I have an image right on my desktop, like the link to the image that I can look at to keep reminding myself, hey, September, whatever the date is, make sure you cancel your subscription before it repops for another 3 months or $45. That's a lot of money. I am enjoying Blizzard, enjoying WoW right now. Can't say I'm not, but it's $15 a month really adds up. And like, it's funny. I'm pretty sure when I've gotten WoW time in the past, or other things online for that matter, I never had to pay sales tax on it online. So this last time I got WoW time, I got like a little bit of a deal for buying 3 months at a time. Like, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but what I saved for buying 3 months at a time, I paid in sales tax. It still worked out to $15 a month basically. I saved like maybe $2 at most. I don't know if I've never noticed that I had to pay sales tax online before, or if something changed. Some law changed or something, I think. Of course, maybe I could get like what's it called, a VPN, where you can change your IP address so that you're in a different country or whatever, and get myself in whatever country or state. It would have to be a different state, I would think, because Blizzard's still in America, I think. I mean, I'd have to figure out what state to set it to so I don't have to pay sales tax, but is it worth saving like $3 or something like that? No. Yeah, I know why I'm paying sales tax. It's freaking New York State. Okay, I never set any handbrakes on these, so New York State is rough. I love living here. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, but financially, New York State is horrible. The taxes are insane. New York and California are probably the two worst states for that. We just keep voting the same people in. Sorry, I'm not supposed to get political. Have a rule: don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. Those two things are what will just piss people off, and you lose friendships, you lose viewers. Don't talk about that. But yeah. But in a very generic form, I guess I can say that certain states are super expensive to live in, but the same people vote for the same people that make it that expensive to live in. And then sometimes they realize it's too expensive, they can't do it anymore, so they move to some other state that's a lot cheaper to live in, but they vote in all the people that makes it expensive, because I guess they missed it in New York. It's just, I don't wonder. My sister's kind of on that boat because she and her husband moved down to Georgia years and years ago, ex-husband now, because it was too expensive to live here, and also they were going to college down there, and there were more job opportunities for them, I guess, being artists. But it's just nowadays I've mentioned a couple times, well, why don't you move up here? And forget it, they could never afford to move up here. You'd never afford to live up here. But who does she support politically? The people that are in power up here that make it so expensive that you can't live there. Just like, eh. Nope. I decided to put together a train from here going to Steel Mill and Harbor. I realized that I could combine Steel Mill and Harbor together. That might be a little bit more interesting than iron. And I guess a little bit more payout, but I'm not going to get any speedy bonuses, so well, I might get it for the steel, for the gondolas full of scrap metal. This is the train we're going to do. This is the whole train, but I'm pulling all the way out now. Actually, I don't have to go out this far. Mom's probably telling me it's time to go next door. But all I gotta do is shove it up against the caboose, and then it's ready to go. Yep. Sorry, I'm talking to my mom on Facebook a little bit. Okay. Now we're set. Okay, now we shove this whole thing against the caboose. And then it's gonna have to be a cliffhanger because I have to stop streaming and go next door. What day is today? Today is Friday. I might, if I'm not sleepy and nobody else is streaming, I might stream again tonight. We'll see. No promises, but maybe. I really do need to stream more. This air conditioner is getting too cold now. I don't know. And another thing I kind of overlooked, last thing I'll do before I stop streaming today, right now, after I put this together with the caboose, I gotta spin the engine around. We're facing the wrong way still. I mean, this was the right way to face for all the switching. But it's a previous stream twice now. Oh boy. I don't think I'm that entertaining, but thank you. Now, when you watch the VODs, do you watch them here or do you wait for them to go on YouTube? Because I'm kind of inconsistent about when I get them on YouTube. Sometimes I get them on YouTube pretty quick, sometimes I forget about it for a little while. Okay, we still got a little ways. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I don't upload my VODs to YouTube right away because I think with Twitch affiliate, I think you're supposed to wait 24 hours before you upload your VOD to YouTube. It's part of the exclusivity thing. The exclusivity thing used to just be that you couldn't stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, or anything other than Twitch while you're streaming on Twitch. But I think it's also with the VODs, you're supposed to wait 24 hours before you upload them. And of course, that means for me that I'm just end up forgetting about it for a little while. Did I say years instead of hours? I might have. I've been known to mix words. Yeah. That's something I never had to worry about before, but as of this year, I'm, affiliated, so I do need to worry about it. Give her a few more puffs. It's taking a while. I should have tacked the caboose on from the other end, but I didn't think of it when I was putting the train together. That would have made things a lot easier. Although I did want to end up with the train on this track specifically, because this is always the track that's clear, the loading track. So this way, when I come in, if I'm coming in hot with something, the default switches will be switched for this empty track, the loading track, which is good. It's either that or I also like to put the train together over on the passenger yard track for the same reason, because you end up lined up on an empty track. Okay, I think we'll make it now. Keep going. Well, I don't have to worry about being over 10 miles an hour right now. Or sorry, kilometers. I'm always going to call it miles an hour. Just am. There we go. Yep, that's open. Okay. I'm pretty sure I didn't have this brake set. Yeah, I did. I should have, but I didn't. Just make sure everything is off. I always just like to double and triple check that all the handbrakes are off. I love these skins for the tractors to make them look like John Deere's. It's great. Alright. We've got the entire train together. But now I have to spin the engine around, so we're gonna have to lock this train down and blow the air. The handbrake on the end on the gondolas. Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. What else is new? Red Bear is blind. We'll do 3 since the handle's right here anyway. 3 handbrakes. That's our train, though. We got tractors. Oh, I ended up putting the tractors on the other end. Oh, 07. Oh, 07 for cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 18, 3 cars. 1, 2, 3. So that all goes to harbor. Those 2 sets of gondolas, and then all these tractors. No, that all goes to the steel mill. I knew what I meant, but that's not what I said. Tractors are FH19. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, that's our train. So I'll just spin the engine around. I guess I'll keep it, you know what, all these flat cars have Pennsylvania Railroad on it, so we're gonna just for the hell of it reskin Pensy. Is that Pensy? No. Well established up along there. That's the best I could do for a Pensy caboose, because you can't put any writing on the side because it gets mirror imaged on the other side. So I put PRR here and looked up a number of a caboose. See, these flat cars are Pensy. Oh. The gondolas are all sorts of stuff. We got Reading, we got Bessemer, New York Central, B&O, Erie. I made the Erie one. Came out alright. Bessemer and Lake Erie. So we're gonna make the engine Pensy too. PR, striped PR dirty. PR dirty, I think, since it's free. There you go. Pennsylvania. I like the look of that one. Okay. Oh. Set the handbrakes, but I didn't disconnect it. Tempting to bottle the air, but that's really a no-no, especially on a train that big. Imagine that thing rolling out of the yard. Really went through all the butter. I think I noticed on the Derail Valley Discord, like, I don't know if it was a meme or what, but it was referencing that the player is basically an octopus with all these different hands on all the different controls with the steam engine, and I'm like, man, that is so accurate, because you're either adding water, putting coal in, doing the brakes, doing the throttle, doing the reverse, which you're always like playing with to get just where you want to be, the cutoff wheel. Like, wow, octopus is, yeah, that's a pretty good analogy. I love it though. How much money do I have? Oh, we have $448,000. I do believe that means I can buy the last license in the game. Well, no, there's 2 more licenses. I still need military 3. Yeah, I have hazmat 3, but military I only have up to 2. So I still need military 3. And the only other license that I need, I don't even know if I'm ever going to buy it, but I really should, is the DE6, the big diesel. I still can't drive the big diesel in this save file. Never bought the license. All this time, never bought the license. I'm still going Steam. 'Cause I like the Steam. It's so much fun to work. And if you're really, really efficient with it, I'm still not that efficient with it, but if you're really, really efficient with it, you probably save money versus the diesel. I don't know. You do until you have to pay the emissions bill. Then you don't. That's what happens in this game. You look at the cost of the coal and the water, you're like, oh man, I'm doing really good. And that big diesel, the DE6, that thing really drinks fuel. It's a really good, powerful engine, but it really drinks the diesel. But the emissions aren't bad. This thing, you can run it really, if you can get away with running it really efficiently, it doesn't use much fuel, but the emissions kill you. I think I told you last stream, like maybe right before I started streaming, I had to pay the emissions off. And since I didn't do it in a while, I think the emissions bill was like $7,800. You know, I thought I was paying for some wreck or something that I did, but no, it was just regular maintenance emissions, and it's just lined up. Yeah. And it was that high. I was like, holy crap, that's like $8,000 just in emissions. I was saving so much money until I wasn't. I'll never understand that, by the way. I think that's mostly a European model thing. Charging companies or people for how much emissions you're emitting into the atmosphere. Does collecting a fine change the amount of emissions that are out there? I guess it's a deterrent to make people buy cleaner burning cars or make railroads run a cleaner burning engine, that kind of thing, but still, I don't know. It's not very American, that's for sure. It's just funny how much flack us Americans will get for stuff like pollution and yeah, destroying the environment stuff. And it's like, have you guys noticed this country called China? How there's absolutely no regulations? I mean, as much as I love steam engines, China, well, I think maybe now they might have quit, but up till not too long ago, China was still running steam engines for trains, at least out of like coal mines and stuff like that. But they were running them as inefficiently as possible. First off, the coal is crap. It's really soft, really poor burning coal, so it throws out a lot of black stuff no matter how efficiently you try to burn it. And second of all, because they don't have any regulations or anything, they don't like have even just basic like screens and filters to try to help with the emissions. Like coal, if you burn it right, oh, we're not going here. I just wanted to throw that switch. But coal, if you burn it right and you burn it efficiently, it's not that bad. You know, if you see a lot of black smoke, most of that is just unburnt coal, and it's just going to settle back to the ground. I mean, yeah, you could argue that that's still pollution because it's on the ground, but come on. It's just cinders. Big deal. It doesn't really hurt much. What you worry about is the exhaust going up and what chemicals you're blasting up into the air to mess up the environment, the ozone and all that stuff, right? And in that case, yes, burning coal does make, I think, sulfur dioxide instead of carbon dioxide. Well, you get carbon dioxide too, surely, but sulfur dioxide is the thing that's really bad with coal, I guess. But if you burn it really good, like even way back, like the 50s or 60s, I think, in other countries, they were coming out with steam engines because they still had a lot of coal, so why not? But they were coming out with steam engines where they ran on like pulverized coal, where the coal is really fine, and it would be like the way the coal was like sprayed in. It was almost like gaseous form coal. It's hard to explain. It's in a book behind me somewhere that I read about it once, but I forget what it was like. But basically, it was a much more efficient way to burn coal, and it put out less emissions. So it's not too hard to burn coal more cleanly, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. I mean, they kind of made a good push for that for a while. A few years ago, they were saying clean coal this and clean coal technology and stuff, and then everybody just backlashed against it. But I mean, it's not the best, obviously, but I think pound for pound, as far as emissions are concerned, coal could be almost not as bad as oil. Like burning oil, when you see like a diesel engine smoking black smoke, that stuff doesn't settle down quite as much. It does a little bit. Some of it's sure unburnt diesel that'll settle down, but it's more, I guess, gaseous. It's in the air more. Like the thing that people could complain about with steam engines, like if you're near a steam engine and stuff, you'll get like coal soot on your clothes and stuff. That's kind of the good thing as far as pollution, because it means it's not going up in the air. I don't know. I'm a simple man, but I think I'm making sense. But it's the big problem with steam engines. It's not just the burning of coal, but also all the steam engines, just about all the steam engines that are running nowadays have been converted to oil anyway. Which, like I said, I think you're probably better off with coal. But coal is hard because you have to load the coal in the tender. You know, there's no such thing as coaling towers anymore, so it's much harder to deal with. But yeah, the big thing with steam engines, though, it's not just the fuel; it's the maintenance. Steam engines have so many moving parts, and they all have to be greased and oiled every so often. And then you've got this big giant boiler that you always got to worry about. You always have to like drill little test holes to check the thicknesses and x-ray them and stuff. And then there's the 1472-day inspection, which basically requires you to tear the whole thing apart down to nothing, just to like inspect every single flue, every single bolt. You know, the maintenance is insane. Steam engines. That's why, as much as I'd love to see steam come back, it'll never happen. I mean, there's heritage steam engines, and there's all these different groups that are bringing steam back, like one steam engine at a time. And then there's this one group that's building a steam engine from scratch. T1 Trust building the Pennsylvania Railroad T1, which is a 4444. That's going to be awesome when that gets finished. But, you know, it's going to be like another, I don't know, 8 years or something. The progress is going pretty quick on it, though. I think the only way steam could realistically come back, like mainline steam, would be if you could find a different way to make the steam. Like, the thing with steam engines are they run on steam. They don't specifically run on coal or oil or whatever else. You just have to be able to make steam. However you can make the steam, which just means however you can boil water, you can run a steam engine. So if you can find some kind of safe, efficient way to make steam, then, and it's cheaper than diesel fuel, then it could come back. You know? But with that, I'd love to keep talking, but it's 6 o'clock and I gotta run next door at least for a little bit. So, I'm gonna see you guys around later. Bye. Actually, stick around for just a second. I'm gonna see if somebody's around to raid. Chernobyl. I'm not gonna raid anybody. Screw it. Alright. I'll see you guys around later. Bye.